Pamiętam, że kiedy zacząłem używać
I remember that when I started using the triglyceride to HDL ratio in my medical practice, it turned out that miracles began to happen. They consisted in the fact that patients at some point needed to stop taking drugs, which I did with a big smile on my face.
Po prostu pacjenci w którymś momencie potrzebowali odstawienia leków.
Anyway, today it looks like this. On Thursday, I saw 10 patients. 3 of them no longer needed 2 drugs. 2 patients no longer needed 1 drug. And I crossed out the diagnosis of type 2 diabetes in 1 patient.
A jednej pacjentce rozpoznałem cukrzycę drugiego typu. Praca lekarza.
This is a job as a doctor, which I would not have dreamed of during my studies.
Leki mamy przepisywać,
Because there they convinced us that we were to prescribe drugs, increase their doses and prescribe more and more modern drugs that did not really cure any disease.
Ta medycyna, jeżeli chodzi o choroby metaboliczne.
In general, medicine is a very simple field when it comes to metabolic diseases. When you know what we know.
Otyłość brzuszna, stłuszczenie wątroby,
Most metabolic diseases, such as hypertension, abdominal obesity, fatty liver,
zawał serca,
type 2 diabetes, and their consequences.
wywodzi się z jednej przyczyny.
Heart attack, stroke, and many cancers stem from one cause: insulin resistance. When you know that, you suddenly see a patient who you don't want to give another drug for another disease.
Jedną tabletkę na cukrzycę, mają drugą tabletkę na moczanową.
And there are patients who have one tablet for high blood pressure, another for diabetes, a third for gout, another for fatty liver, and another for obesity. All these 5 diseases can be cured in one very powerful and effective way:
Czyli ograniczaniem węglowodanów, czyli obniżaniem.
limiting carbohydrates and lowering insulin, which is the cause of these diseases.
Pamiętam siebie 6 lat temu, kiedy rzeczywiście
In this context, I remember myself 6 years ago.
Dzisiaj myśl o medycynie zdecydowanie.
I have indeed prescribed a pill for each of these diseases. Today, the thought of medicine has definitely improved because it is so simple.
Bo żyjemy w czasach pięknych, w czasach pełnych niesamowitych możliwości.
It is so easy and quick to help the patient. I like the times we live in, and we live in beautiful times,
Wiedzy przenosi odpowiedzialność.
full of incredible opportunities. Of course, it is difficult for many people,
No bo jeżeli dowiesz się chociażby z tego filmu, że
because this knowledge sometimes overwhelms. In general, the acquisition of knowledge places a tremendous responsibility on the person who acquires the knowledge.
HDL poniżej 2, to jest mniejsza szansa ryzyka.
The lower the triglycerides, the lower the cardiovascular risk. Put simply, the lower your triglyceride to HDL ratio, below 2, the lower your risk of having a heart attack. If you check your triglycerides and lipid profile, and then divide by the HDL value and you get, for example, 1, it's very good. It will come out 1.8, it's very good. But when it comes up 4, you have to do whatever it takes to lower your triglycerides and raise your HDL.
Najbardziej skuteczny sposób obniżania trójglicerydów.
Now let me ask a rhetorical question. What is the most proven and effective way to lower triglycerides and raise HDL?
I diety ketogenicznej. I teraz
Remember what channel you're on. Yes, it's a low-carb lifestyle and ketogenic diet.
I rzeczywiście ten wskaźnik jest.
If you are the person who came across this video, did laboratory tests, and actually has a very high index, don't worry. You probably feel internal discomfort,
Głównie przetworzonych węglowodanów.
because high triglycerides in the blood come mainly from processed carbohydrates, sugary drinks, cookies, chips,
Czyli różnego rodzaju pieczywek pachnących i cudownych, piweczka.
bread and beer that you like so much. Sit comfortably in your chair and think about what is important in your life.
I zastanów się, co w twoim życiu jest ważne, skoro już wiesz, że to, co robisz, zwiększa.
The answer seems simple. You already know that what you do increases your risk of having a heart attack at a young age.
Umrzeć na zawał serca w wieku 50 lat.
And who wants to die of a heart attack at 50? Or who wants to get cancer or have a stroke?
Jeżeli odpowiedź brzmi, nie zmienię stylu życia, bo będę pił piwko, bo lubię.
Don't worry if the answer is, I'm not going to change my lifestyle and I'm going to drink beer because I like it. I will eat sweets because they are wonderful and relax me.
W innym miejscu, na innym etapie swojego.
It doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're just in a different place, at a different stage of your life.
Nad zmianą myślenia Przede wszystkim uzupełni witaminę D. Od tego
But at least you're aware. Start working on changing your mindset.
stopniowo dziać się fajne rzeczy.
I to jest bardzo ważne.
First of all, supplement with vitamin D. Start with this, and gradually cool things will start to happen.
Faktycznie przygotowanie się i
It is very important. After supplementing with vitamin D and magnesium,
ciebie, czyli osoby ewidentnie uzależnionej od przetworzonego jedzenia.
and after preparing and implementing the individual elements of our method,
Wspaniale
you will see that after some time the craving for this type of food will subside.
To zobaczysz, że za jakiś czas to pożądanie tego jedzenia.
Remember, if an intelligent person using a substance harms his body,
Jeżeli inteligentna osoba stosując daną substancję uszkadza swoje ciało, no to jest stosowanie substancji uzależniającej.
it is a conscious action. If that substance is food,
Ale jeżeli tą substancję
we call this process food addiction, and you have to approach it like an addiction.
no to ten proces nazywa się uzależnieniem od jedzenia i musisz do tego podejść jak do uzależnienia, czyli
Set a long-term perspective in your head, and very often also use psychotherapeutic help.
z pomocy psychoterapeutycznej i tego nie należy się bać.
Do not be afraid of this, because this is a fight for your life, and very often also for the lives of your loved ones.
Swoich bliskich.
I rozejrzyj się dookoła. Świat, w którym żyjesz, jest...
Look around. The world you live in is a wonderful world full of possibilities.
Jeszcze raz, rozejrzyj się dookoła.
But look around again. It is also the world of metabolically ill people.
Nie dlatego, że to ich wina, nie dlatego, że są leniwymi grubasami.
Not because it's their fault, not because they are lazy fat people who overeat.
Jest świat przepełniony pełnymi...
Because yes, the world is constructed. A world filled with addictive grains and wonderful foods that are designed to keep you glued to your plate.
Ciebie do talerzyka. Wszyscy ci, którzy to promują, typu jedzenie...
And all those who promote rules like eat 6 meals a day and don't leave the house without breakfast are contributing to the scourge of metabolic diseases today.
w dzisiejszych czasach.
Inna sprawa, że
Another thing is that any studies that prove the superiority of eating breakfast right after opening your eyes are sponsored by the industry that produces these breakfast cereals and oats.
płatki owsiane i śniadaniowe produkuje. Gratulujemy tym, którzy
Congratulations to those who shout that you have to eat breakfast in the morning.
rano daliście się po prostu misiaczki nabrać.
You just got carried away. We repeat that you can live beautifully
Ale to te trzy słowa, można pięknie...
because you can, but these 3 words are not the words you say and you start to live beautifully.
Wypowiesz sobie i zaczynasz pięknie żyć? Nie, ja nie kojarzę, żeby tak było. My...
I don't think so. In order to start living beautifully,
Każdy z nas osobno.
we had to each of us separately make our own difficult
Nie
decisions.
wiedzieliśmy, jak te decyzje się...
We often did not know how these decisions would end and what their consequences would be.
podejmować trudne decyzje, wychodzić ze strefy komfortu.
However, we knew that we had to take them and get out of our comfort zone,
Okazało się, że można pięknie żyć za rok, za 2.
so that at the end it turns out that you can live beautifully in a year, in 2, in 5.
A nie zostać tam w życiu przepełnionym...
Still, it's worth starting to move towards a beautiful life
Światem przepełnionym...
and not stay in this world filled with addictive food and lack of responsibility,
Mam nadzieję.
filled with diseases and pills.
Pokaż tego kciuka.
You don't want to live like this, I hope, but I think you want to hit the thumb. Please write any positive comment.
Ta energia
Można pięknie żyć.
Let this energy of you can live beautifully carry.
się niesie.